An airport is a complex operation with many different important departments, and Ogden Airport is no different. Today, the pilot traders are going to introduce us to the Ogden Airport Fire Department, one of Ogden Airport's critical safety components.
Hey Matt, how you doing?
Good, how you doing, David?
I'm good. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
I don't know if you know, this is my son Francisco.
How you doing, Francisco?
So, yeah, so we're kind of going around the airport talking about the most important people in parts of the airport, and obviously the fire department is one of them. So, do you mind showing us around?
No, it'd be great to show you around.
And just kind of talk about your role here and take us to the truck and see what you guys do for us.
Okay, well let's walk out to the truck and then we'll go from there.
Perfect.
Here we've got hand lines, and then this hose line shoots foam, water, and dry chem.
So what you showed us there, do you attach that to that, or no? This is just
no.
separate?
This is already hooked up.
It's already hooked up.
So from inside, I can hit a button. These guys will grab this line, and it won't charge till they get to the end and they pull on it, and then it'll charge the line. I've got another one on the other side.
So for example, if an airplane's burning out there, you could actually drive the truck out there, turn on that water, and you go towards the airplane as you're shooting water towards it to start, calming the fire down, I guess.
Right. And then if you have to do ground ops, then this would be, the guys would grab the hand lines and walk around the aircraft. Say, for instance, you got to get inside the luggage compartment or something like that, and that's where you use hand line.
So where's the pole where you slide down? I want to slide down the pole.
That would be at our downtown station.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay.
Here, let me pull this out so you can get a picture of it here.
Wow, look at that.
So these are the cutters.
So that will cut like a door or something if you need to get in?
Yeah, that'll cut through this thing like nothing. We got all kinds of fun tools.
They are fun tools. This is a true man cave. Am I right?
And then this is a toolbox. This has got tools on it, and we have one in here with all the air cutters. So I don't know if they can see this, but with an air hose. So we have air chisels and all kinds of stuff here, so you can just rip through the skin of an aircraft. An aircraft, if you're in a fuel fire, can burn through the skin in about 90 seconds.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to be able to get out there quick and get something on the fire as soon as you can, so they can evacuate the aircraft as soon as they can.
You know, people are probably thinking, why is there a fire truck and why firemen at the airport? So what is your role here at the airport?
Well, as our firefighter, air rescue firefighting, my job is, if we have an aircraft in trouble, to get in the truck and be ready to respond wherever it may be. I'll pull the truck out and wait. Maybe we have an aircraft on approach with their landing gear may not be set. And so I'll go down to a point on the airport, communication with the tower and the other firefighters coming in, and then as soon as the aircraft lands, if there's a mishap, then my job will be obviously to try and suppress any fire that may be coming out, do any rescue we may have to do. And like I say, we have other fire rigs that will be coming in to assist on all that.
You know what, I've flown for so many years, but I haven't seen all the backside that you guys do. But this has been very, very informative, and it's been awesome. Hey, are you hot?
Yeah, it's hot.
Man, we need some water, man.
Let's get in and go for a ride and shoot some water.
Let's go do it.
You have to be able to get from point A to point B, which you never know where that is, but you have to be able to get there within 90 seconds, minute and a half.
Okay.
And so, or excuse me, 3 minutes, which we can do. This truck will get up about 65 miles an hour. That's the upper turret right there.
That is awesome.
Here.
Really cool. Look at that. That's power.
So that's a straight stream, and I can move this wherever I need. Change my stream if I need a fog counter. able to get to any part of the airport, like I said earlier.
3 minutes or less.
Correct. This is an all-wheel drive unit.
Have you been working at the Ogden Airport?
36 years in the department. I've been out here to the airport for the last 2.5 years.
Okay. And the last 2.5 years, you haven't responded to anything?
No.
But you've had other people that have?
Yes, we've had other crews. We've had aircraft have gone down outside the airport, obviously. We've had a couple that have had issues inside the airport, nothing with the fire, maybe some faulty landing gear or engine equipment as they were coming out or on their approach to land.
Okay. So you guys as firefighters, you're also qualified EMTs, is that correct?
Correct.
So if the pilot, in this case, needs any emergency medical needs right away, you can actually give them that?
Yes.
Okay.
And then because we have the commercial flights out here, that's what I do. I do the standby commercial flights. We also have an engine crew that comes out if they need to. And we're here for whether it's fire related or medical related. If we have a passenger that may have a medical issue, we take care of that right then.
Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you, Dick.
And,
nice to meet you.
Yes, pleasure. And yeah, I feel safer. What about you, Francisco?
I feel very safe.
After an exciting experience with the man in charge of the fire department operations at the Ogden Airport, the pilot traders go back to the Utah Airways hangar, where we'll meet another member of the crew, the one in charge of managing logistics at the office.
Hi, my name is Autumn. I'm the administrative manager for Utah Airways. I do all the payment processing, flight scheduling, customer service. I've been here for about 3 years and I love working here. My first experience on an airplane was actually with Utah Airways. It was a really nice experience to be able to go on a cargo flight and not have to go through security and any of that. So it was a really cool experience, and it was very fun to be able to go up in the air. And now it's really fascinating to learn more about airplanes here. And yeah, it's a really cool experience to be able to fly on a charter flight. Definitely recommend if you ever want to experience anything cool to definitely try this. It's an interesting experience for sure. I'm looking forward to scheduling all the logistics and getting everything squared away for whenever David goes to the North Pole to the South Pole. It's been very nice to be able to watch Francisco grow and get to experience all the maintenance and see him work and progress as a pilot. He's doing a really good job, and it's nice to be able to see his passion working with the crew and working closely with the airplanes. Working on the airport is definitely an experience. It was nice to be able to experience the back end of the airport that people don't really get to see. Whenever I first started working here, I did have to get badged up because it does go through the TSA, so there are certain security requirements that do have to be met in order for you to get badged up and are allowed access onto the airport. So you do your tests and they do your background checks and then you get badged up, and it's just very fascinating to be on the back end of the airport and being able to see the airplanes getting ready to fly and get on the runway and being able to hear them. It's interesting to be a part of that.
What did you think of your experience working on the airplane with us, learning more of the systems, seeing how much work is in the maintenance of the airplane?
Yeah, well, one of the things that surprised me is how much work really does go into these airplanes, and it really broadened my view on how in-depth mechanics can go into these airplanes and stuff, because in your pilot training you don't go as in-depth as this. So I'll definitely take that as a good learning experience. I think it's definitely a good idea for a pilot to go through this, and I'm glad I did.
We're unhooked, tugs put away. You did the torque links?
Yep, they're in.
Okay, I can see that. So where are we going to go, do you know?
So I don't know, but I do know that we didn't go to Wendover last time, and I'd like to go. So why don't we go over to Wendover since we didn't go last time?
I think it's a great idea. Why don't we head over to Wendover? Your idea or mine?
It's my idea.
Okay, so let's do that. Okay, you good? Mike, you coming with us?
I'm coming with you because I want to see the airplane.
The good thing is I'm seeing all levers are really lined up pretty nicely.
Yeah, I see our manifold pressure looks very, very close, and our RPMs are close.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, split those needles, but fuel pressures are good, oil temperature is good, cylinder head temp is good.
Just that's not working. I'm gonna put it on nav, see if that works, but not yet. That's not working. We gotta take care of those things as soon as possible. I mean, I don't think those are big deals.
No, because we know we've got it working because we don't have the our 2 vacuum gauges here and here are working. So I know we got vacuum, and the needle is moving, but it's just not moving correctly.
Yeah.
If Francisco looks out the right window, kind of the tail, he should see me.
You see him?
Nope.
He can't see you.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. I see you coming up.
Damn, these are nice planes when you see them flying.
Yeah, they are, huh? He's getting close, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty close. Look
He's
at that.
really close.
You can really see, you can see all of them.
Wendover traffic, Navajo 31, Charlie Romeo. We're about 14 miles to the east, descending out of 8,000. We'll be landing runway 08. So setting up downwind runway 08. So this is Wendover. It's at the border of Nevada and Utah. So half the city is, or half the town really, is in Nevada and the other half is in Utah. The half that's in Nevada, that half does have casinos, and the half that's in Utah does not have the casinos. Cool stuff. All right, we're gonna do 15 degrees flaps. How was that landing, Mike? That was a carrier landing.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I wonder what the Sergeant Major would have to say about that one. Okay, our temperatures all still look really good. Oil temperature, oil pressure, cylinder temp, UGTs, everything still looks good.
The pilot traders arrive at Wendover Airfield in Wendover, Utah, which is right at the border of the state of Nevada. Wendover Airfield was a U.S. Army air base during World War II, and now it serves as a city airport and historical place. This is the first flight after the annual inspection for November 3-1 Charlie Romeo, the Caribbean Spice, and the pilots and mechanics review the condition of the airplane.
How did the airplane do, man?
They did pretty good.
Yeah, it did really well
too. A couple
too.
of little things we need to dig into and check out and get fixed, but other than that, airplane flew great. Instruments are working good. Engines are running great.
Yeah.
So we're in good shape.
Yeah, and a couple of things that we found, they're not major things. They don't require another test flight. They're just very easy stuff to fix, right? Just like it. And other than that, she did a great job. She flew great. As a matter of fact, I think she flew better than before the annual, and that's the whole purpose of the annuals. Hey, Francisco, look who's here. Hey, Brett, how are you?
Good, guys. How you doing?
Good. How was the flight over?
Oh, couldn't have been better.
Awesome.
Could
Nice
not have been
seeing you.
better. Good to see you guys.
Good. So, want to introduce this aircraft here, 620 Whiskey Foxtrot, and for our viewers, give a little history. I'm going to give a little history about this airplane. So, I'm going to let Brett talk about how we first met, but first, I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of this aircraft here. So, when Brett and I reconnected, we got, we both love aviation, so we got a chance to start our own operation, and we went out and we bought this aircraft. Now, I found it in Alaska. So Brett and I flew commercially to Alaska,
and we bought this airplane there. And this was a fish hauler, guys. It hauled fish.
No.
It was a Navajo that was in really bad shape. And I'm gonna have the cameras kind of go in and see all the restoration that we've done to it. This is a Navajo 310 versus November 31 Charlie Romeo is a Navajo 350. The difference is in horsepower.
Yep.
So this aircraft, besides smelling like fish, remember?
Oh, the worst.
Yeah. Besides smelling like fish and all the issues that it had when we flew it back from Alaska back to Utah. Remember that trip?
Oh boy, well that's a time for a whole story on that.
But that's kind of like the history of this aircraft, and Brett uses it now.
Yep.
I use 31 Charlie, and so here in a little bit we'll have the cameras kind of look inside the aircraft, and you'll see all the renovation that we've done in this aircraft. But yeah, I've known Brett for how long?
About 15 years now. We're coming up
so
on.
about 15 years.
Yep.
I'm a businessman. I'm in a business for over 25 years, and so Brett and I met. I had successful businesses in Las Vegas, and I used to live in Las Vegas. And I'll let you take it.
Yeah.
From here.
So David, we met back in the day in Henderson Airport there when he was flying his Cherokee 6XT 5354 kilo.
Correct.
And man, and he was just a little whippersnapper that would ride along in the back seat, and now he's a monster.
Yeah.
And so I was a flight instructor working down there, and a corporate pilot flying King Airs and a few things on the side, and ended up getting to know David through a good friend of ours that introduced us to work together a little bit on some ratings and stuff together. And so we started working together, and I noticed something very strange about David is he always got what he wanted. And I really liked what he got, and I really liked what he wanted. And so when the opportunity presented itself about 5 years ago, I messaged him, dude, we got to do something together. You're in Utah, I'm in Utah. Let's figure something out. And he was gracious enough to mentor me and pull me under his wing and to bring me along for this wild ride. And so
awesome, yeah.
And
it's
then,
been a wild ride for sure.
Yeah.
It's been a good ride.
The best ride. Are you kidding me?
It's been a good ride.
And then just this last year, I had the opportunity to start working with Francisco on his private pilot. And Francisco is a neat applicant because he was able to solo in 4 hours, and that is not normal. Most students solo between 16 to 20 hours of flight time. But that being said, right, he had his dad mentoring him all along since he was a little whippersnapper. I remember David making Francisco make radio calls as like an 8-year-old in the plane there in Henderson talking on the radio. So all I had to do was teach him and brush up on his landings real quick, get him safe and secure, and he soloed there at the Ogden Airport, a towered airport, in 4 hours. So that's the other thing that doesn't happen in 4 hours, is they might solo in 4 hours, but not at a towered airport. And he had that mentorship from his father to help that and make that possible for him. And he's been an amazing pilot all along, and he's going to keep getting pushed to be the best pilot out there because, well,
he is.
He's stuck in this with us. He doesn't have any choice.
No, he's going to be one of the best pilots out there. I want to make sure of that.
Absolutely.
Safety is the key, right? Safety is what we always talk about and what we always do. So coming over to Wendover, you'll see that we've had some really good shots of the aircraft, and that's because Brett's helping flying 620 Whiskey Foxtrot here, and we're doing formation flying, and that's how we're able to have 31 Charlie Romeo in a position from the air, which is really cool. And as soon as we figure out the logistics of what exactly we want to do, we're going to start shooting both aircraft, and you'll be able to see the full formation. And I'm telling you, that's a cool thing. Was that cool today?
Oh, it was so cool.
Oh, man. But I mean, we were so tight in there.
Nothing beats forming up on another airplane in formation.
It's so cool.
And nothing beats forming up on a nice big twin like this.
Yes.
You'll see a lot of Super Cubs and these little airplanes form up, but you rarely get a chance to see a cabin class twin form up on another twin.
Yeah.
It's really quite an amazing event.
Yeah, and so it's been really cool to come over here, and now we're in Wendover, and this is one of my favorite spots here. It's really close to Ogden. It's about 20-minute flight over.
Yeah, maybe 20 in the
it's not too bad. But this is such a historic airport, like I was talking about earlier. Yeah. If you look around the airport, you'll see these hangars. All these are World War II hangars, as they were. And like I was telling you, bombers used to take off out of here and bomb their missions. So it's really cool.
The strategic bombing group with the super fortresses flew out of here, the B-29s, and they were practicing dropping the atomic bomb. Nobody knew what they were doing when they were flying here, but they made a little song, and I don't remember all of it, but it's the 409th. We don't know what they do or what they do, but all we know is they're winning the war. And little do we know, they were the ones who actually won the war. They dropped the 2 bombs on Japan, and the war was over. But this is the base they trained out of. This is where they flew from, out into the desert to go practice their bombing runs, and not even the pilots, not even the crew had any idea what they were doing out here. And a matter of fact, a lot of them were mad and angry that they were stuck here in Nevada, in the US, when all their friends and buddies were over in Europe and over in the islands actually fighting and bombing until they found out what they were doing.
Yeah. That's why this is one of my favorite airports, because it has so much history, so much history to it. So, and we're gonna check that out. We're gonna go to the museum, and there's something else really cool about this airport. What's that movie? That movie that had that C-130.
Con Air.
Con Air.
Yeah.
You guys watch
Nicolas
Con Air?
Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Remember that big C-130 that's on Con Air? That's right over there, and we're gonna go inside it and we're gonna tour it. It's gonna be really cool. Now, it's really messed up, but cameras make things look good.
That's right. It was messed up. It hasn't moved since the movie. Was the funny part.
Yeah.
But we'll go see that. That's cool.
Anyways, let's get to the museum and let's get going.
Let's do it.
All right.
The test flight was successful, and now the pilot traders can relax and have some food at the casino in Wendover, Nevada. In the next episode, they will show us around Wendover Field, the museum, the World War II hangars, the town, and the interesting history that the Wendover Airfield has to offer.